What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be taking a look at how you can make counter melodies over a bass melody that you already have made, and how you can come up with some different variations and get a solid melody built. So in the last tutorial, we looked at basic chord theory that every producer needs to know, and we're going to be building off of that one. So if you haven't checked that out already, I'm going to go ahead and link it right here on the top of the video, and you can go check that one out and see how we got to this point. Okay, so we just have this simple piano melody that we talked about in the last one, where we're going from the 6 to the 5 to the 4, and it sounds like this. And then it builds right back up using the same chords. And then now we're just going to go ahead and layer some counter melodies, and I'm going to kind of tell you how we go about that. So the first thing that I want to mention is that when you're making counter melodies, you don't want to be fighting for the same frequencies. So you can see that we're using between the C3 to the C4 range right here. So we're probably going to want to build something a little bit higher in the C4 to the C5 range, and maybe even the C5 to the 6 range. So we'll keep that in mind as we're going ahead and we're choosing the different octaves for our counter melodies. So I'm kind of feeling like putting a guitar on top of this, so we're going to go ahead and get a guitar melody. We're going to go ahead and pick out a guitar VST. So what I'm going to do is I actually just copied over the MIDI from the piano, and then you can go ahead and right click and go to deactivate notes here, just so that we know what notes we're playing. Alright guys, I switched over to a bell instrument now just to get more of a feel for it, so I'm just going to go ahead and play some. If I'm going to make two different counter melodies, one of them is probably going to be longer notes and one of them is going to be more of like a steady constant thing. So with the bells that I'm using right now, I'm probably going to do something that's more steady and that's like playing the whole time, and then I may find like some sort of a lead, maybe strings, brass, something like that that's more constant notes, just to kind of fill in some of the gaps. So that's kind of how I think about it. Alright guys, so I got this little counter melody written out, and as you can see here, what I did is I kept it between the C4 and the C5, so we're basically filling another range in our frequencies here instead of going ahead and fighting with the piano. So if we went ahead and lowered this, you'd notice that it's kind of fighting with the frequencies with the piano. So let's listen to this. Which, it sounds perfectly fine, but you're using a lot of the same notes and a lot of the same frequencies. So when you move it up, you're actually filling more of the frequency range. So it sounds a lot better when you do that. All right, and for the second set here, I basically just changed this note and this note so that they were a little bit higher octaves. So I made this a G instead of it being an F, and I made this a C instead of it being an F, so that it's not constant the whole time. It gives it a little more variation here. So this is what it's sounding like now. Alright, so now we're going to go in and we're going to find some sort of a lead that's going to go ahead and fill in some gap notes that are just missing from the melody right now. Alright, so I got this next one written out here, but you can see that it's in the same range as the other one. So I'm going to go ahead and play with the octaves. And we could just stick it with one of the other octave if it sounds good. Otherwise, we could try to go up higher with the bells. We probably don't want this to play too much higher because it's just going to get annoying. So let's listen to this if we raise it up. A little too harsh for my ears. So what we might do is we might leave it here and move the bells up. Or we could just leave it as the same octave of the bells, since it's kind of going to fill in some of the gaps of the bells, since the bells just hit really quick and then move on. But let's see if it sounds any better lower. Alright, no, so I actually like it at this position here the best. So let's go ahead and change the bells up and see if that's going to sound any better. Otherwise, we'll leave it. Alright, so I actually really like that. Now, one little hack that I'm going to do is, I do like the bells at the other octave as well. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to duplicate this down to that octave as well. And we're going to see how this sounds. And let's see if this might sound better with the lower octave. Layering the same exact notes down one more octave. And now I may actually go in and change this soft lead to a different sound to see if anything might sound a little better. Alright, so what I did is I went ahead and I lowered this soft lead down an octave. So don't mind all these notes that I deactivated. It kind of makes it look really gross. So for this one, we have one octave that's the same as the piano, one that's above it. For the bells, that we have one that's the same octave as this lead right here, and then one that's even higher above that. So we're kind of filling in two ranges on both of those instruments just to get a little more harmonics. And now that I'm listening to this over again, I might go ahead and change these bells too. Maybe I can find something that sounds a little bit better. So when you're making your counter melodies, it's always good to just find one instrument that you like, go ahead and lay out a pattern, and then you can go ahead and go back after you have your ideas written out, and you can find better sound selection. Alright guys, I found a better bell that I liked more, so now it's sounding like this. So what you'll notice here is that the piano really only plays for a little bit, and then it let goes until the next set of bars, and then it comes back in just for a couple notes. So that's just our bass notes that are going on right there. Our lead is more of a steady, constant stream that's going at our time, and our bells are constantly playing ding, 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 ding over and over again. They're each doing a little bit of different note progressions. So that's what makes this work really well. So this is something that you can keep in mind when you're building your counter melodies as well. And if I were to go and change this up some more, I'd probably put some effects on them, kind of wash them out a little bit, maybe add some distortion, some vinyl distortion, and things like that to kind of spice them up and make them sound better. But this is how you can go about making your counter melodies. Alright guys, this is going to wrap up the tutorial on how to make counter melodies for your beats. So try that out and let me know how that goes. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end of this video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here because we're uploading daily videos, and I'll be talking to you guys again in the next one. Peace out.